Hello class. Today I'm going to talk about distance learning, the past, the present, and the future. Although distance learning and online learning do seem similar, there are some fundamental differences in these approaches. In distance learning, there is no in-person contact with the instructors, meaning that each communication with the instructor happens virtually through email, video call, or a message board. This approach is great for students with commitments outside of school, as it allows them time for their families or for a full-time job. In online learning, instructors prefer to take a blended approach. They use devices in the classroom, such as laptops or mobile phones. This approach is great for students who are taking college on ground and K-12 education, as it incorporates a more conventional classroom with the technology of the modern day. Both of these approaches are effective in that they incorporate technology into an academic setting, allowing students to learn through technology. And it allows students to learn outside of a conventional classroom, as people's lifestyles can differ greatly. Over the past centuries, distance learning has evolved and come a long way. It's rumored to have begun in the 18th century, whenever instructors would mail assignments to their students, and the students would write back with the completed assignment. This took a long time, and distance learning has evolved much over the centuries. It began in the 17th century through a form known as correspondence learning, when teachers would mail assignments to their students, and their students would write back with the completed assignment. This was encumbered by the slowness of the mail at the time. In the 19th century, this process was somewhat sped up by the increase of the mailing system through methods such as the Pony Express, when instructors would write on postcards and the students would send back the completed assignments through that method. Distance learning continued to evolve through the 20th century, when students were able to take courses on television, and during the boom of the 1980s and 1990s, students were able to obtain laptops with internet connection, streamlining the online process. Today, there are countless opportunities for students to take online courses. One such option are online platforms such as LoudCloud, which allows students to compile their assignments together in an organized fashion and submit it to their instructors with ease. Zoom is another method, which is a video calling platform, which allows teachers and students to interact with each other with ease. Additionally, many online courses have an on-ground component, creating a blended classroom which gives students the best of both worlds. In order to teach an online class successfully, instructors must know what practices are best for students to learn. I believe that in an online class, there should be a lecture at the beginning of each week. This lecture should last around 30 minutes long and should cover any of the relevant topic material. In the middle of the week, I would host a Q&A session on Zoom, which would allow students to come to me with any questions that they would have on the material. At the end of the week, I would provide them an assignment. This assignment could be a presentation or a paper, but it would be on the topic material. At the end of the week, they would be required to submit that to me, and then I would grade it. I believe that this form of education is helpful because it presents the information for the student, allows them to come up with any questions that they need for clarification, and then test their knowledge through the assessment. I believe that in order for a student to learn, their curiosity must be stimulated. As technology and our world evolves, it's important to look at the future trends of online education. There are many different ways that this platform is developing. 3 of them are high-speed learning, virtual reality, and applied learning. High-speed education allows students to take a class in a more condensed form, allowing them to finish it much faster than the conventional class, while there's more information presented at a higher rate. In our higher, fast-paced world, this has turned out to be a much more popular form of education. Virtual reality has opened many doors for students, especially in the nursing department. Although nursing skills are not easily taught online, through the use of virtual reality, nurses can learn how to treat patients and do certain medical procedures. Applied learning operates on the idea that traditional college learning does teach you knowledge, but it doesn't teach you the skills you need to prosper in the workforce. Through applied classes, students can learn these skills and get hands-on experience, so they're more competitive for their jobs.